EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in downtown New Orleans. The setting in this dome just serves to amplify the excitement of the folks in New Orleans as their Saints burst from the tunnel a moment ago. They're set, and we're set as well as the Saints get ready to do battle with Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. Marr now to kick this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Ready? You ready? 0-2, 0-2.
On 1st and 10, here's Breeze. The catch made over the middle by Ginn. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or...
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. 7 yards there and a first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Set. 5-8, 5-8. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Okay, double up. 5-8.
Breeze now on first down. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that'll bring up second down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Snap comes at 1. And now Breeze. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8.
I'm not sure that this play was designed for him specifically, but they got through the progressions and got the ball to him. So, second catch on the drive. He may not be a primary guy, but they definitely want him involved, don't they?
Absolutely. This early, the opening drive, as you said, 2 catches. So, if they can get him going in the passing game, that should open up his running game, too. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Watch the run. Sammy. 54 is Mike. Hey, orbit. 54.
Here's Breeze to throw. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it, because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sidelines thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Will not sound for the field goal. A 55-yard attempt.
And they're not going to get the snap off. This might back him out of field goal range. That's going to set him back 5 yards. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. Back deep for the Cowboys, Tavon Austin. He'll return it from the 6. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 21. Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down. For the first play of the drive, lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Here's Prescott. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
Prescott to throw it, and he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. It's a gain of 16 and a Dallas 1st down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
A 1st down carry by Elliott. Von Bell up to make the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Here we go, let's bring it. Should go 46. Let's bring it. Let's go, baby. Turn over. Get that ball. Get that ball. Hey, check Mike 46.
Now Prescott. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Right there, 56.
To throw is Prescott. Cooper's got him. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22. So Amari Cooper out of Northwestern High School in Miami making a nice play there.
And it's so funny that when I was going through the draft process when he came out of Alabama and was inquiring about him and his skills, they say it all began back in Miami. He really became a pro receiver at a young age because of his attention to detail and precision. But don't forget his athletic ability. That's what made that catch there.
He did spend 1 year with Teddy Bridgewater as his quarterback there, so that helped back in high school. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Ready for the 2nd quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation. On 2nd down, Elliott. He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
47.
Prescott from the gun on 3rd. That one complete to Elliott. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. The kick by Marr is good. And the Cowboys are going to jump out to a 3-0 lead. So still no touchdowns in the first half, but we do have some action on the scoreboard with the field goal. So
maybe now the mentality changes in this game, because anytime you can get to the red zone, and if you don't come away with 6 points, you feel like it's a disappointment. In a game like this one, being able to kick field goals means you're right there, and then you're just looking for that big break to take you over the top.
After the made field goal, Marr back out there to kick it away.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
At their own 25-yard line.
Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. This one a little slow to get cooking. Just a 3-0 scoreline as they begin with a 1st and 10. Breeze now on 1st down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Second and 6, just inside the 30.
Check. 54.
To throw is Breeze. Over the middle, into the hands of Michael Thomas. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go, because he might wander into some tough coverage.
They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
11. Right there. 54, right there. 54, Mike.
From the 40 now on 2nd down. Breeze. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete. Traquan Smith, the intended receiver. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down.
Opposite. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch. Hey! Wahoo! Watch the flag! Motion! Block!
From the gun, it's Breeze. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. The tank, DeMarcus Lawrence with a sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Well, that's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking, because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Hey, here we go. Go right in. Check. 40 seconds. I got you. 40 seconds. 47.
A first down throw for Prescott. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Cameron Jordan wreaking havoc with a sack.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Throwing. Prescott. Looking for his tight end, Witten, and it's intercepted. It's the linebacker, Alex Anzalone. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
You don't want none, baby. You don't want none.
So after the INT, it's Breeze. Incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. DeMarcus Lawrence able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. Third and long now after the sack of Breeze, and the Saints up against it here. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain, 3-0 our score. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime report.
Need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do.
Now Breeze, and that will be incomplete. Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down.
So they do get 3 points, but that's now 3 drives with only the 3 points, not a ratio that's going to win you many ball games.
Not at all, Brandon. And think about it this way. We all know payoff is the key, right? And wouldn't we love to have the concession on every T-shirt that's been printed in football that says finish on it? Because that's the mantra everywhere. Got to be able to finish drives, put points on the board.
Let's go.
The Cowboys take over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Here's Prescott. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Marcus Davenport, the first rounder out of UTSA with a sack.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Let's get off the field.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Sherrill's on the return. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And we're under a minute to go here in what's been an even first half, all tied up.
Yeah, still time to make something happen, too. Couple completions, you string them together, could get into field goal range. Let's see what happens.
54. Mike, go. Danny. Right there.
Throwing on first down is Breeze. Over the middle to Smith. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards. Now Breeze.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
You're good. Right forward, ready. Kill.
Looking to throw again on second down. Breeze. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10.
Hey, exit. 54. Mike, 54. Under. You can't block me. You're good. Right forward, ready. Right there. 54, right there. 54, Mike.
Again, they'll throw with Breeze. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. He connected on his first, this from 41. And Lutz puts this one through. And that will do it for this first half. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a first and 10 at their 25-yard line. Second half starts with a carry by Elliott. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Prescott now. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Eli Apple. And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans. So a pick 6 there out of the nickel package. They went with 5 DBs.
Almost becoming the base package in the NFL is the nickel. Hard to throw against. That was demonstrated one more time. A pick 6 going the other way.
Lutz with the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25.
Let's go, defense. Let's get up. Hey, kill.
Back to it after the pick six. Prescott on the crossing route. He hits his man, Amari Cooper. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well. They'll get a few stops.
So the big play gets them across midfield now for 1st and 10. Prescott. To the left side and complete for Amari Cooper. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now Prescott. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. That one good for a 1st down pickup of 18 yards.
Well, for teams that like to play man coverage, running corner routes can be tough on them because of the ability of getting into it. Sometimes you're squaring it off. Sometimes you're just rounding it. Sometimes there's a fake. Sometimes there's not. That makes it very, very difficult for a DB to stay with it.
On 1st down, Elliott. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
At the 18-yard line.
They go to Elliott again. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Looking to throw. Prescott. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Marcus Davenport picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
And that's his 2nd sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
A 46-yard attempt.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And they will cut the lead back down to a touchdown now at 13-6. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, you know, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Bree's going to throw. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
Bravo. Mike 54. Mike 54.
Working from the gun, it's Breeze. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Ready.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
Me and you all day. All day. I'm coming after you. Over. Check 3. Check 3. Hey, Charlie.
Breeze now. Well, it's caught on the right side of Smith. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 11 yards there, first down.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you?
Ready.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Watch the screen. Hey, switch gears, switch gears. You're good, you're good. Right forward, ready.
From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo. Let's make these babies cry all the way.
11. Mike 55, Mike 55. Watch the run, watch the run.
Breeze now to throw. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. The target that time, Michael Thomas. And it'll bring up 3rd down. This defense trying to do its part, active hands on that play, but their offense hasn't given them much to work with.
So they're not going to worry about it. On their side of the ball, all they're concerned about, can they create some scoring opportunities and help out that offense?
55, Mike 55.
Now Breeze on 3rd down. And he finds Cook. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Jared Cook, 47 yards. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this 3rd quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Check, crunch. Both sevens and Mike. Go to 53. Go. He's coming. Double up.
To throw is Prescott. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Eli Apple, good to the core there as he gets in and knocks it away.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Prescott. And his throw is incomplete. Amari Cooper, the intended target. And now it's 3rd down.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Go, get out there, get out there. Come to my work. We want it.
Here's Prescott. Trying for Cooper again. This time he finds it. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet. Get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at the 20. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. Second and 9 now from the 21. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Ready? 5-9. 54. Now watch one. 5-8. Right there. 54. Right there. Hey, Zoo. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
On 2nd and 9. Breeze. And incomplete. Jared Cook, the tight end, was the target. And it's 3rd down. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play. From the gun on 3rd down, Breeze. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by George Iloka. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Following the interception, here's Prescott. Caught left side by Cobb. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Here we go, 46. 47's the mic, boys, 47. Check, 47. Here we go, 46.
Throwing again, Prescott on 2nd and 10. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Cameron Jordan able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. They'll need a big play here, will Dak and the Cowboys. After the sack, it's 3rd and long. Prescott to throw it. This is caught. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. From 21 yards away. And the Cowboys draw a bit closer.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it worked very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
Let's go, boys. Let's go. At their own 25-yard line.
So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
You better be ready. Don't be scared of it.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation. And there, the defense won the battle. Brees will try again on 2nd down. And this will be incomplete. He was trying to get it that time to Ted Ginn. But now it'll be 3rd down. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined. But sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it. When you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
Right there. 50. Easy, opposite. Come on, baby. Let's see what you got.
Shotgun now for Brees. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. The sack by Robert Quinn.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs. They covered well. Allowed for the sack.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And that will come the offense as they take over. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10. They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. And a big loss here as he's taken down. David Onyemata. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Switch. Go to 54.
Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23.
Mike's 47. Mike's going to 53. Second turn, defense. Under. Hey, check 24. Watch 24.
Here's Prescott. And this will be incomplete. physical play on the football there, and it's second down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard.
Gun. 47's the mic, boys. 47.
Third and long for Prescott. Throw left side complete. That's Cobb. They'll get 19 out of this, but it will still bring up a fourth down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on fourth down.
47's the mic. 47's the mic. 47's mic.
The Cowboys will go. Prescott. And that is incomplete. The Cowboys here unable to convert on fourth down. And the Saints are going to get it back and in great shape.
Ready. Yellow lady. Check. Watch the pass. Five. 54's the mic. Check. Watch 54. Cut. Hey, kill.
On first down, Breeze. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Robert Quinn picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
Hey, Delta.
To try again after the sack. Breeze. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Prescott on first down. On the crossing route, he hits his man, Amari Cooper. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
47's the mic. Come on. 47 mic. 47.
Throwing again on second down. Prescott. Throw right side, taken in by Gallup. And he's got this down to the 35. 16 yards, a first down.
16 yards. First down, Dallas.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Double dog. That's the way. 47's the mic, boy. 47. We're going to 53. Let's go, D.
Prescott looks to throw on first. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Cameron Jordan in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
47's the mic. 47's the mic. Yeah. 47 mic. Mic 47. Pick it up. Both sets.
Prescott. He's going to let it fly. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well have run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Here's Prescott. And that is incomplete. What a great sequence by this defense so far. They've given him nowhere to go with the football.
And they just have to make it stand up one more time because it appears that they've got their number. Can they not have a slip up here and allow the touchdown?
Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on fourth down.
47 is the going to 54. I'm here all day. I'm here all day. Sponge. No.
Now Prescott on fourth down. And no, it's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that's going to be just about all she wrote for this one. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. They begin on the ground with Kamara. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. They run it again with Kamara. A big seam, and he might go all the way. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you've still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you've got to feel good about your chances.
Lutz good on the extra point. And the lead now up to 14. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Here we go, 46. 47's the mic. 47's the mic. Go. Get out there. Let's go. Hey, check Mike 47. Check Mike.
First down, Prescott. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22.
We're going to 54. Under. 47. Mike's 47. And let's get that home. Shoot. Watch the shoot. 26.
Prescott. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Michael Gallup, that's who he was looking for. 3rd down here. Tried to go for the big one there on 2nd down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays.
And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get completed in front.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. 30, 20, 10, and he takes this one into the end zone, and all a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, you get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. A big mistake in that spot. You got to let it go 10.
They didn't give themselves a chance. They had an opportunity, touched it first. Now they're in a really bad spot.
Ready? 5-9.
54 Mike.
Breeze leads this one with Camara. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Tackle there by Leighton Vander Esch. The Cowboys signal for their third and final timeout as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the fourth. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
I'm going to come back to you.
Drew Brees with a kneel down, and that ought to do it.
A loss of 1 brings up 3rd down and 11.
Ready? 95-56.
Time to go, night.